इति नामिने नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम हरे कृष्ण. By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are successfully studying Bhagavad Gita every day, and we are in the 11th chapter. We finished 20 slokas, universal form Vishwarupa. So in this chapter right now we are studying and understanding about Krishna's universal form Vishwarupa. That is Krishna's unmanifested form Avyakta Murti. So this form, because Arjuna asked Krishna to show his universal form. In the 10th chapter, Arjuna was asking Krishna to explain about his opulence. So after he understood, after he heard, because Krishna told those prominent opulences, and after listening, after hearing about that from Krishna, Arjuna actually is asking Krishna to show his universal form, Viswarupa. So in this Viswarupa, it was, everything was like in the way Sanjaya was explaining that, like a divine, everything is Divya. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Anekatbuda Darsanam, Aneka Divya Baranam, Divyaneto Dyadayudam, Divya Malyambarataram, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvascharyamayam Devam, Anantam Visvato Mukham. So that's what Sanjaya explained. But here now Arjuna is explaining about the Viswarupa when Arjuna got his special eyes, divine eyes. So what Arjuna is seeing here, we are understanding even more. So sometimes this question is asked in generally. So who else saw Krishna's Viswarupa? Did Sanjaya see? So Sanjaya could hear what Arjuna speak there. Arjuna could whatever Arjuna and Krishna, they were talking. So Sanjaya could hear that. So that's what Vyasa Prasada Chutavan. But especially this Viswarupa, for that one needed divine eyes, which Krishna gave to Arjuna. So Krishna told Arjuna very, very clearly Krishna told him, Natumam sakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusa. You cannot see me with your current eyes. With your eyes, you cannot see my universal form. That's why I'm giving you divine eyes. Divyam dadami te chakshu pasyame yogam aiswaram. So that's what Arjuna is able to now see Krishna's universal form, Viswarupa. But that Viswarupa, we are able to understand because Arjuna is explaining how Krishna's Viswarupa looks like. From all these slokas, if we repeatedly go through these 15, 16 slokas, we will understand about the Viswarupa very well. So starting from the sloka number 15 or 16, so Arjuna Vacha from the 15th sloka, from the 15th sloka, Arjuna Vacha. That's what Arjuna Vacha. Pasyami devam stava deva dege sarvan sarvams tatha bhuta visesa sangan brahmanam isam kamalasanastam rishimscha sarvan uragamscha divyan. So from the 15th sloka to sloka number actually 30, 31 basically. So Arjuna is actually describing about Krishna's Viswarupa. Yes, sloka number 30. So basically 15 to 30, 16 slokas. Then in the 60 sloka number 31, Arjuna is asking Krishna about who are you? So Arjuna is asking, who are you? Akyagi me ko bhavan ugra rupo. So here Arjuna is not telling that Viswarupa alone, it's Ugra Rupa. So Krishna's Viswarupa was actually a Ugra Rupa. Ugra Rupa means it's a fierce form. So that's what is Ugra Rupa, fierce form. Akyagi me ko bhavan Ugra Rupo Namostu te deva vara prasida Vignatumichami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. Who are you? O Lord of the Lord, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. Ko Bhavan. Ko Bhavan means yourself. Ko means who. Who are you? So Bhavan. So Ko Bhavan. So who are you? That's what Arjuna was asking after seeing Krishna's Viswarupa. And Arjuna is saying, oh Ugra Rupa, oh fierce form. So that's what Ugra Rupa, oh fierce of form. That's what Arjuna is addressing Krishna. So Visvesvara, Viswarupa, all such things we studied. So basically, Arjuna could see Krishna's, because he was asking that, please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So that's what Arjuna is asking. So that way, this universal form, Viswarupa, is actually only Arjuna could see with the divine eyes given by Krishna. So it's very difficult for us to see. But we are understanding. We are understanding and worshipping in that Krishna's unmanifested form. In unmanifested form, that is known as Avyakta. So that is also possible. We can also worship Krishna that way also, but that is not going to be that easy actually. It's going to be very difficult. Avyakta sakta chetasam. Avyakta hi gatir dukkam. Avyakta gatir dukkam. So we are going to, that path is very difficult. Klesu adhigataras tesam. So that's what in the 12th chapter we are going to study, which I already quoted that shloka earlier in the previous lecture. So that way worshipping Krishna in his beautiful form is very easy actually. So believing Krishna in his personal form. So that's why Krishna can exist in his personal form also, and also in his Viswarupa, in his universal form also. And also he has got his Devarupa also with his four-handed form, Vishnu form also, four-handed Vishnu form. So here Arjuna, Krishna came directly in like 5,000 years ago. Krishna is saying that Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. So I come myself. That's what I directly come myself. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Tadatmanam visrijamyaham. That's what tadatmanam srijamyaham. That's what Krishna is saying. So I discern myself. That's what tadatmanam srijamyaham means. I discern myself. Whenever there is a decline in dharma, yada yada hi dharmasya, glanir bhavati bharata. Glanir bhavati means when there is a decline in dharma, decline in the religious principles. That means decline in the principles of following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Abhyuttanam adharmasya. Whenever there is a predominant rise of religion. At that time, I discern myself. That's what Krishna is saying, that tadatmanam srijamyam. So Krishna himself comes. But now Krishna has given us this Bhagavad Gita. This is Dharma. We need to understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, because Krishna is living, Krishna is there in his Bhagavad Gita. Krishna and his song Bhagavad Gita are not different. That's what we need to understand. Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is also seated in our heart as the Super Soul. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is pervading this entire universe as his Viswarupa, universal form. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is also in Goloka. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, also comes here in his original form. So that's what is very important. So he came and he gave this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So now Krishna is actually revealing this knowledge to us. Krishna has created this opportunity for us to study and understand Bhagavad Gita every day, because this is a very, very great opportunity for us, very rare opportunity. Because every day we are so much committed, we are very sincere, and Krishna loves us so much, and we love also Krishna so much, that we are able to continuously make progress in our efforts to study and understand this supreme confidential knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita. So with this knowledge, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we can achieve whatever we want. That's what is very important we need to know. Because this is unlimited source of knowledge, unlimited source of happiness, strength, everything comes from this Bhagavad Gita. Just using Bhagavad Gita as an investment, you can achieve whatever we want. Of course, we will achieve Krishna as well. That's what is very important. So this knowledge is nahi jnanena sadarsam pavitram iha vidyate. In fact, in the 4th chapter, Krishna is explaining so much about this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So towards the end of the 4th chapter, Krishna is explaining so much. Krishna is saying that there is nothing else which is purer than this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. That's what Krishna says. Nahi jnanena sadarsam pavitram iha vidyate. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaka kalena atmani vindati. So Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddhaga. So we are going to get yoga. This Bhagavad Gita is the yoga. When we achieve perfection in that yoga, so that means when we get Siddhi, Siddhi means the perfection. So there is Samsiddhaga. So Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddhaga. When we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we understand this Bhagavad Gita, when we follow all the principles of Bhagavad Gita, so then that means when we are freed from the modes of material nature, when our mind is completely peaceful, so at that point of time, Kalen Atmani Vindati, in the due course of time, we will enjoy complete enjoyment. So that enjoyment is going to come from this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So that way, Bhagavad Gita is the continuous source of knowledge and continuous source of happiness. So that's what Satchitananda, Satchitananda. Sat means it is eternal, Chit means it is knowledge, Ananda means it is bliss. So this, we are eternal, the soul is Atma is eternal, and when we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we are going to be happy all the time. When we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we are going to suffer, that's it. So if there is no knowledge, that means ignorance. Because of ignorance, what is going to happen? We are going to struggle and suffer in this material way. The only reason we are bewildered and confused in this material way, and we are focused on material sense objects, and we are losing this precious human life only due to ignorance. That's it. So because if we don't have the knowledge about ourselves, now we have got the knowledge. Not only that, we have got the opportunity to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. That means we can just go and spread to everyone about this Bhagavad Gita. Every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Come and join our class and we can study Bhagavad Gita every day. This is very important. Krishna has created an opportunity for us to study Bhagavad Gita every day. So at least 2 hours every day we are full in complete Krishna consciousness. 100% we are thinking, remembering only about Krishna. So that way it is really, this time is very, very important time in our life. That daily 2 hours we are studying, at least 6 days a week. So that way, that means There is nothing else which is purer than Bhagavad Gita. So we are purifying ourselves, our Atma, with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, because this Bhagavad Gita is giving us clear directions in our life about what we should do and what we should not do. Everything. It answers all the questions. There is no question left unanswered in this Bhagavad Gita. Everything is answered. Because Arjuna also asked excellent questions for which Krishna has answered everything very, very in detail. Krishna gave the answers in detail. In one sloka, Arjuna asks a question. In the next 30-40 slokas, Krishna gives the answer. So that much knowledge we are getting directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, directly from the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattagas sarvam pravartate. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. So that way, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we understand very well, without any doubt, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no doubt about it. There is no need to ask any more questions. Just with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we are able to get this knowledge completely that Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Purushottama. He is the Adi Purusha. So he is the Anadir, he is the Adir, he is the beginning of everything. So Krishna, so that's what we need to understand. Mattaga parattaram na anyat kinchit asti Dhananjaya. There is nothing else which is superior to me, O Dhananjaya. Mayi sarvam idam proktam sutre maniganaiva. Everything rests upon me just like the pearls are strung upon a thread. So that way, Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we get that knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. And this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is given by Krishna. And when we study and understand and spread this message to everyone, and we make devotees everywhere, so that way we will be able to establish this Dharma. The purpose why Krishna comes here, yada yada ki dharmasya glanir pavatti bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamikam. So that same Bhagavad Gita. So if we go and if we spread, if we make devotees everywhere, and if we share this knowledge to everyone, so that means this Dharma, this Bhagavad Gita, when it is available to everyone, so everyone will be able to make a right choice in their life. Because with knowledge comes peace. With knowledge comes peace. Jnanam labdva param shantim. Param santim. It's not an ordinary peace. It is supreme peace. So the knowledge. Jnanam labdva. So if you want the peace to prevail in the society, we just have to distribute this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to everywhere. So that's what Krishna is saying, that Jnanam labdva param santim. And that too comes very quickly. Nachirena adhikachati. Very quickly. So, if you want everywhere peace to prevail, if you want a prosperous society and peace in the society, we need to give this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So, then by Krishna's causeless mercy, just by doing this service to please Krishna, we will be able to free ourselves from the modes of material nature. So, that's going to be possible, simply possible, just by studying this Bhagavad Gita, following Bhagavad Gita, spreading Bhagavad Gita. Everything, our life is going to be so wonderful. We are going to lead a very meaningful life. So, like every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita and we are not wasting any time. At least at this time, by Krishna's mercy, we are able to fully focus only on Bhagavad Gita. So that means we are making a great progress, and that means Krishna's mercy is there upon us, and that means we are going to continuously make progress and go definitely. At one point of time, we will fully surrender unto Krishna, knowing that Krishna is everything. So then 24/7, we will be completely immersed in Krishna's service. That's it. So Krishna will make sure that we will be all the time in Krishna consciousness. That is going to happen. There is no doubt about it. So because Krishna's mercy is there, because we love Krishna, we have faith on Krishna. So that's why we are able to listen to Bhagavad Gita. But those who are envious of Krishna, they cannot sit and listen to this Bhagavad Gita. They cannot be happy when we glorify Krishna. Those who are envious of Krishna, it is not possible. That's why repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that if you are not envious of me, then you can't get this knowledge. Etvetat abhyasuyanto nanutistanti me matam sarvajnana vimudatma viddinashtan achetasaga. Etvetat abhyasuyanto. If anyone out of envious, if they are envious of me due to enviousness, etvetat abhyasuyanto nanu tistanti me matam. If they don't follow my injunctions, nanu tistanti me matam. Sarvajnana vimudatma. They are vimudatma. They are fools and they will lose all their knowledge. Vidhi nashan achetasara. So that's what Krishna is teaching. So we are, Krishna's mercy, we are making great progress, and we are in the 11th chapter now. In the 20th sloka, we finished 20 slokas, and Arjuna is explaining about Krishna's universal form. We are understanding. So in the 11th chapter, in the sloka what we studied in the 19th sloka, Arjuna said that Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam ananta bahu sasi surya netram Pasyami tvam deepta kutasavaktram swatejasa viswamidam tapantam anadi madhyantam ananta viryam. So there is no beginning, no middle, no end, and your unlimited glories ananta viryam, anadi madhyantam ananta viryam, ananta bahum sasisurya netram. So you have unlimited arms, and sun and moon are your eyes. Sasi Surya Netram. Sasi means moon and Surya is sun. Pasyamitvam Deepta Kutasa Vaktram. I am seeing blazing fire coming out from your mouth. So that's what Pasyamitvam Deepta Kutasa Vaktram. And Swatejasa Viswamidam Tapantam. And by the radiance coming from your body, from that heat, it's heating up this universe. So Swatejasa Swatejasa Viswamidam Tapantam. Then in this sloka number 20, what we studied, Arjuna told Krishna that Dyava Prithivyoridam Antaram hi Vyaptam Tvayaikena Disascha Sarvaga Drishtvadutam Rupam Ugram Tavedam Lokatrayam Pravyatitam Mahatman. So from the sky to the earth, Dyavo, Prithivyo, Idamantaram, everywhere, in all directions. Disascha Sarvaga, Vyaptam Tvavaikena. You are pervaded everywhere. With your universal form, I see you everywhere. So from the earth to the sky, everywhere, in between, everywhere I see you. And Drishtvatpudam Rupam Ugram Tavedam. So it is so wonderful to see your form, and it is Ugram also. It is very fierce form. Lokatrayam, by seeing your fierce form, by seeing your terrible form, this Trayam, Lokatrayam, Pravyatatam Mahatman, this all the three worlds, they get disturbed. So that's what Arjuna is saying. Now in the next sloka, in the sloka number 21, what we are studying, Arjuna is continuing that Amihitvam surasanga visanti kechit bitaga prananjalayo grananti swasti tukva magarishi siddha sangaha stuvanti tvam stutibhi pushkalabhi. Amihitvam surasanga visanti. So surasanga means the groups of demigods. That's what hosts of demigods. So I see them. Visanti means entering into you, entering into your form. Amihitvam. They are worshipping you and they are entering into you. All the demigods. Amihitvam surasanga visanti kejit bitaga pranjalayo granti. And then I also see that some others out of fear, they are actually with folded hands, they are offering prayers. So kechit bitaga. Bitaga means out of fear. So pranjalayo. So they are offering prayers, basically with folded hands. Grananti. So they are offering prayers. Swasti tukva Maharishi Siddha Sangaga. The Siddha Sangas, Maharishi Siddha Sangas, Maharishi and Siddhas. So they are the groups of them. So they are swastiti. So they are actually saying swastiti means all peace. So they are saying that all peace. So they are crying all peace. Then Stwantitvam Stutibhigi Pushkalabhi. So by Pushkalabhi means by Vedic hymns, and then Stutibhi means by with prayers. So they are stuvanti. Stuvanti means they are singing. So they are singing by praising you with various Vedic hymns, with various prayers. They are worshipping you. So that's what I am seeing. So all the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings crying all peace are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. So that's what Arjuna could see in Krishna's universal form actually. So by Krishna's costless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 21 today in the 11th chapter. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. I'll make